Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon and my other channel, Flat Earth Homeland. And this is going to be an introductory video to both channels, but Flat Earth Homeland primarily. This is a dissertation talk on the Ozark Plateau as a central gathering place, safe haven within the continental United States. And this is what you're seeing here is a map that I put together. I took 4 state county maps, and you can see the mouse here coming down that line there and down to here. That is, this area and up in here is Missouri. Because people ask me, what is the Ozark Plateau? I didn't know about it when I first began finding out about it, that it was people were gathering here. What it was, I didn't know I had really moved there. Okay, this is Arkansas, down in the southeast part of the region. Of course, here is Oklahoma. Following that mouse there, the cursor. And this is Kansas over here. So what you're seeing is when I first began coming to an understanding that people were migrating, immigrating, whatever you want to call it, relocating to an area. I had a map, a Rand McNally Road Atlas, and in the center was the continental United States. And when we moved to Kansas, and we moved up by Topeka, north of Topeka, I started hearing about people that we had known where we moved from in Denver, and I started putting dots on that map. And they formed an almost perfect circle, and I literally drew a circle around that area. And where you see all these black dots, those are places where the 100-mile radius from Springfield intersects with a border of a county or a major city or a town or whatever. So the red line I originally drew just as a targeting system for my camera. I took it with the Droid Razor Max, and I'll dig this map out. I still do have it, and I'll get better shots of it. It's showing up a lot better on my phone right now than it does what I'm seeing in front of me on my tablet. This print is clearer, so it's not a bad, if it comes across that good, that's wonderful. So that was one of my first indications of a literal area. Now, that circular area, oddly enough, is about the red circle, is basically, if you look on Google Earth, you'll see a almost circular area that is kind of the river valleys of the rivers that flow around it and out of it. You know, there's basically over here on the east, you have the Mississippi River, and then starting at St. Louis and up there it splits into the Missouri River, comes up here, and then across here you have like the Grand, and then down here, if you find Tulsa on a map, you have coming down through here the Arkansas River Valley. So the Arkansas comes up off of the Mississippi. I ask people often, what is the farthest inland seaport of the continental United States? And nobody ever knows the answer, but it's the farthest inland, not the biggest. Now, okay, let me rephrase that. At present, what is the farthest inland seaport of the United States? And that would be the port of Catoosa over toward Tulsa. Okay. And you have Basically, those rivers are natural borders. They create, as I call it, about 1,000-mile-long moat around this region. Now, this region is part of what is termed look up on Wikipedia, U.S. Interior Highlands. Okay. Down south of the Arkansas River Valley is the Ouachita Mountains. Ouachita. Ouachita. It's how it's pronounced Ouachita. It looks like Ouachita, but Ouachita Mountains. And that forms a little like a crescent down there, a smaller crescent. And it's very similar in terrain and whatnot to the main Ozark Plateau. And it's actually Ozark Plateaus. There's the Springfield Plateau, the Boston Mountains, the St. Francis Mountains. But you can read all that on Wikipedia. Now, what you're seeing, the line in there, diamond-shaped line, is actually the perimeter of the actual Ozark Plateau. And you can look up Ozark Plateau, and it'll show you that. And it looks like a diamond-shaped, a rhombus pattern from this point up here at the top down to this corner down here in Arkansas, and from this point to this point, it forms like an almost perfect equilateral triangle. 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, and another one this way, with this edge kind of rounded off by the rivers and the terrain and whatnot. But I have done this on Google Earth. I have what's called a quick angle. It's for construction. And I put that on the map. I've got screenshots of that somewhere, but I put it on the map on Google Earth over my computer screen. And this angle here measures exactly 120 degrees. This angle down here measures 120 degrees. Okay. And that may seem insignificant, but if you draw, it's just weird, bizarre, but 120 degrees to me means safety and refuge. It's 1/3 of a pi, 333 in decimals. What's outside of 333, 666? May sound silly or a little bit far-fetched, but if you draw a line from this corner through this corner and go north to the Canadian border, there's a place there called Turtle Mountain, or the Turtle Mountains, as some people call it. That, another story for another time, but I'll just say this. There's a book called Noah's Ark, Discovering the Science Behind Man's Oldest Mystery, and he posits that is an artificially constructed plateau, 50 miles wide. It's shaped in the exact 1/3 of a pi, rounded edge, two angles, or one angle, 120 degrees, 333. So that doesn't mean anything. I don't know what the significance is, but it's an interesting point. The author pointed that out to me because I asked him, I said, do you know that, have you noticed that the Ozark Plateau is two 120-degree angles, two arcs, 333 arcs facing each other? And he goes, yes, I did. And have you noticed that if you draw a line from here to here, it points to Turtle Mountain? And I went, no, I never did see that. He said, hey, you gave me your phone number. Give me your phone. You have my phone number. I found it on Google. And he said, give me your phone number. And I gave it to him and it had 3 3s in it. He goes, your phone number has 3 3s in it. And I went, wow, that's awesome. Just a bizarre, fate thing, of quirk of fate, because when I got that phone number, we got cell phone numbers back about 10, 12 years ago. And every number, every cell phone number, every local business, every local residence, every church, business, you name it, home line business, didn't make any difference, was started with the local prefix 276. Mine was a long distance number out of Springfield, 988. Well, Springfield is the dead center of this circular region, and my phone number had 3 3s in it. So that was very interesting. And I've seen that come into play over and over again. I met a lady that lived down in Arkansas, and I met her, and I said, I don't know anything about you. She wanted to come by and get salt. I said, the only thing I know about you is that you want salt, your name, and your phone number. And I said, but I got to tell you, your phone number has 3 3s in it. And to me, that means ark, safety, healing. And she says, well, I have a ministry, and it's a refuge, a place of safety for ministers of the gospel, and you and your wife are welcome to come down and stay here because we needed help. We didn't get help, and now I'm where I'm at. But yeah, she had a ministry for safety, healing, refuge, specifically for ministers of the gospel. Wow. Okay, so this region designates the rhombus or diamond-shaped pattern of the Ozark Plateau, and the interesting. Let's see if I can. Nope, rolled the wrong way. Okay, forward. I'm just gonna, as I'm talking, I'm gonna go through these shots here, in case one of them shows up better. So the Ozark Plateau is a bioregion, and that diamond-shaped area is kind of the geographical borders of the actual uplifting of the plateau. A plateau, of course, is plate, flat, a plain, and it's not, obviously it's hilly, it's terrain, it's up and down. There are some level areas, but it's a raised table, flat top overall. That's what a plateau is. Planeo, in the Greek, a plain. So the thing about it is that it's not only geographically bordered, protected, whatever, by rivers, but it is also undershot or undergirded by, if you look up a map of the aquifers, and we'll be looking at those, so I'm not going to talk great detail, a map of the aquifers under the Ozark Plateau, they match that diamond-shaped area almost exactly. Now, as you come up in here into Kansas, there's a saline aquifer, meaning a salty aquifer, but this is the only place in the United States where there is a large amount of, I will say, a limitless, almost limitless supply of water. There is no other place. Out to the west, and I can't go to a map, I'm not going to go to a map of that right now, but if you look up the Ogallala Aquifer, that used to be there used to be enough water in that aquifer to cover the entire continental United States 3 to 4 feet deep in water. It was a huge aquifer. It goes from down in Mexico up to into South Dakota, New Mexico, down up into South Dakota. This thing is complaining at me about increasing the temperature, so I'm going to go ahead and disconnect it. I should have enough to finish. And so that is a really critical thing. Water, we need water to grow food, and there is no other water region in the United States. And the Ogallala, I'll go into that in more detail later, because the whole Ozark Plateau versus the Ogallala Aquifer is really critical. I'll just suffice to say at this point, the Ogallala Aquifer is going dry. There's only about 80 feet. There used to be like 300 or 400 feet of water, acre feet of water. Now there's only about 80 feet. You get down into Lubbock, Texas, it's going dry. They're actually drilling wells and hitting blue clay, which means that they're into the actual barrier that holds the water. And if someone punches through that, they're going to have a drain into that aquifer bed. And the aquifer will begin draining at a faster rate than it already is. It's being consumed by agriculture, cities, and all that, and it's going dry. So we have a major problem coming up in the food production system of the United States, and they're realizing that. And just for time's sake, I'm going to cut this off before 15 minutes. My new channel, I don't know if it's fixed yet or not, so I might as well just not have to mess with editing and cutting the video in two, although I did learn how to do that. And I've got some good things going on. I've got a little stabilizing thing for my phone here. I'm recording on my phone, then I'll put the chip in the tablet and upload it from there. So this is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. If you're listening to this, you are the remnant.